So we had a stretch of hockey. I thought we started to play harder in December, but you couldn't tell. We had a really difficult schedule, and then it happened again when you guys came in at the end of January. So we had a brutal January. And we talked openly about the idea that that stretch of hockey would define us possibly for the next 5 years. We were going to have to learn how to play much harder and undermanned and under the weight of a very, very difficult schedule. And just the emotional lift, I think, of going into that break off a win like that, tying it late, scoring in overtime. I would say that we started playing better hockey after the first period, January 1st or 2nd. Our first game this year, we played better, survived two really difficult schedule stretch, and then the emotions of our last 6 weeks. I mean, that's playoff hockey for us, right? And coming down after wins and certainly picking up after losses, but I think that's the stretch of hockey that changed us.
What's the message to your team in terms of managing the emotion tonight and what you expect to be a wild atmosphere here in Boston?
I want them to take it in. I know that all the really smart guys do wonderful things to relieve the pressure on their team, but we've been in it, so it's not a new experience. Now this will be a wild building and loud, and that's a lot of fun too, right? Like, I think certainly the energy in a building goes to the home team, obviously, but the energy is there for the road team to experience as well. Now, they get a shot within 2 feet of the net, the crowd's going to go crazy. We crack a bar and there won't be much going on, so we don't get that extra push. But the energy of playoff hockey is what makes it great. It truly is about the fans. I mean, you guys remember the lockout year? I mean, it's not the same. Or not the lockout year, the COVID year, when there's no people in the building, it's just not the same.
What went into the goalie decision tonight?
He's really good. He's played really well for us. And that's it. Not overthinking a whole lot. The hockey that he played, so he has 2 tours with us, as we like to say. The first one he came in, he just battled his butt off in the net, and there was he covered a lot of ice in the net. The next time he came back up, he's been square, he's been really efficient, and his timing's been really good. I've got 2 good goalies, and I'm comfortable with either of them, but Lions deserved the start.
Did Sam Bennett have another good day today, Coach?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen him come off, but yeah, yesterday was first time in full gear, so we were all pretty excited about that. So he needs 2 or 3 more days, I think, where he builds, and 1 or 2 heavy push days on the ice, and if he gets through that, then he'll come back in.
Obviously, this game means a lot for everyone. How much are you looking forward to seeing how Tkachuk and Barkov in particular really embrace a game like tonight?
I've seen it, though. So it's with those 2 guys, and Matthew went on an incredible tear, but quietly, Barkov put up huge numbers in that stretch and some really, really fine play. So, I mean, playoffs is a completely different animal. These 2 teams haven't seen each other in the last 2 months. They've made additions. I think we're playing a much better brand of hockey now. But I've also seen an awful lot from this team, so there's not as many question marks in my mind of what they're going to look like.
Do you play the underdog card a lot in the locker room?
Well, I didn't have to play a card. The whole deck's been laying out there. I mean, you guys have done a marvelous job of that. And you know what? And rightfully so. Like, I think the idea of playing the underdog is you're looking for an edge, right? And usually that happens when it's not as clear. I think 135 points. I don't have to say a word about that, right? Everybody knows. So the most important thing to our team is we have a game that we've been trying to build, and we've worked hard to build this game, and we want to see it. That's the most important thing. If we see our game, we got a chance.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.